So the Bills end up beating the Dallas Cowboys, a game in which I expected. I don't know if I expected this much of a blowout, but I was pretty confident the Bills at home would win. They're just a team that's finding their stride right now at this point in the year. They can get into the playoffs, they can get hot and win. However, they don't control their own destiny, and the Broncos play, the Raiders, the Broncos play the Chargers left, and those two teams are kind of in a nosediving. Those teams are kind of nosediving here. So Denver still with some work to do. Houston with Case Keenum gets a much-needed win on the road against the Tennessee Titans in division, a game in which the Titans could have won. The Browns and also Cincinnati, everybody winning this weekend did not help out the Buffalo Bills. So the Bills are 8-6, but they still might miss the playoffs. The LA Rams are 7-7. Matt Stafford is playing great football, but they still might miss the postseason. So these teams are doing really well, but they might miss the playoffs. So it just shows you the best team doesn't always win every single year. Last year, you can argue the Lions now would be a little bit of a far stretch, but the Lions maybe could have won the Super Bowl had they gotten into the playoffs. Of course, we saw those Patriots teams lose, or a 15-1 Green Bay team lost in the playoffs. All those years with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, likely had the best team in the NFL, but it's a one-game playoff, and some days you're going to show up and you're not going to be as good. It's like you're playing in your fantasy football playoff. So there's so many variables that go into one game, so many bounces of ball that end up happening, and that's why upsets happen in the playoffs. Now, it is becoming more rare to see it, but again, we'll have to see. I still think the Bills are the best team in the NFL because the Bills have Josh Allen at quarterback. Their defense is playing at a great level, like James Cook. They're finally running the football with great physicality. Joe Brady calling fantastic plays, not getting too cute with it. And the Bills look like an absolute juggernaut right now. Matt Stafford is playing some of his best football of his entire career this week. Was maybe the best I've seen Stafford look in quite a while. Kyron Williams running the football with authority. So I got to tell you that I think that the LA Rams are headed to a pretty good spot with McVay there. They're going to be a really tough out in the playoffs. Now, their defense can be a mess, especially on the back end. Their defense can be terrible. But their offense, if you get Cooper Kupp back and Kyron Williams can tote the rock like he's doing, that's going to be very formidable here going forward. But a Bills-Rams Super Bowl, could you imagine how much fun that would be? Buffalo Bills versus the Rams. I mean, that was the Super Bowl that we were supposed to get a couple of years ago, but the 13 seconds game happened. But there could also be a world in which the Rams have to play the 49ers, in which the Rams are also going to be missing the playoffs. The schedule for the Rams has been really brutal, but the Rams are a totally different team. Like, if this version of the Rams went to Dallas, next week, I think that game would not be a 40-7 blowout. I think it would be, the Cowboys would maybe win it like 28-24. So I think it would be totally different if these teams were to play again. But is Buffalo going to get into the playoffs? That's what we have to know. Can the Bills get in? And if the Bills are in, then they got their shot. Then they're going to be really dangerous. But they're doing what they can do. They're controlling what they can control right now. And we'll see if they're there in the postseason.